Well, the diplomatic dynamics in Northeast Asia are complex to say the least, with historical and territorial differences meeting head-on with security concerns. But the relationship between North Korea and Japan have been cozying up of late, and our Connie Kim reports on the latest developments.
North Korea and Japan relations are improving. Pyongyang on Thursday allowed 9 Japanese nationals into the country to visit the burial sites of their relatives who died in the communist state after the Second World War. Now, this is the first such visit since North Korea and Japan came to an agreement last month on opening an investigation into the whereabouts of Japanese abductees kidnapped by the North decades ago.
After a lot of efforts between the Japanese and North Korean government, our hope has finally come true.
There have been 8 visits like this one since 2012, but yesterday's comes amid a new dynamic in Sino-Japanese relations. Diplomats from Tokyo and Pyongyang will meet in China next week to discuss the details of a probe into the abduction of Japanese citizens in the 1970s and 80s. North Korean officials are set to explain how a special committee plans to carry out its investigation. Now, if Japan feels the North is doing enough to reopen the probe, unilateral sanctions imposed by Tokyo on the North Korean regime could be eased, including the lifting of a ban on North Korean vessels into Japanese ports. Chinese diplomatic sources say North Korea is seeking out talks with Japan for its own political interests in light of strained ties with China. Chinese President Xi Jinping will be visiting Seoul next Thursday for a state visit, but will not be stopping by Pyongyang. Traditionally, Chinese leaders have made it a point to visit the North before coming to Seoul. South Korea's ties with Tokyo, meanwhile, remain strained over differences regarding historical matters that date back to Japan's colonization of the Korean peninsula. Connie Kim, Arirang News.